I'm as much of a space enthusiast as the next guy. I mean, I grew up with the space shuttle and all that excitement and Sally Ride, and I thought when John Glenn went up again, that was pretty sweet. But, you know, this day and age, with all the problems that we're having now, do we really need to go back to the moon? I mean, we were the first there. I mean, that's what counts, right? We were the first. Everyone else going there, it's just, you know, they're just copycats, right? I think it's about time we left space to the Burt Rutans, Paul Allens, and Richard Bransons of the world. Oh, they're all working together? If human beings want to keep going into space, then, you know what? Let private enterprise do it. Do you know what the original concept for a space shuttle was? Single stage to orbit. Take off from a runway like a plane, fly up, launch a few extra rockets, get into orbit, come back down. But you give it to NASA, and what do they do with it? Oh, let's slap it on a rocket! It really does seem kind of silly, doesn't it? I like the space shuttle setup they had on Superman Returns, where you put it on top of the airplane, you know. I mean, we already put it on top of the 747 whenever we gotta move it back and forth. Stick it on an airplane, you know, fly up to nice high altitude, you know. Let it go, let it launch some boosters, go off into space. A lot less expensive, a whole lot safer. How can you argue with that? We just need to admit as Americans that as far as space is concerned, we totally dropped the ball. I mean, 20 years ago, if you asked the question, which country would be the first to offer space tourism, you would have thought, well, America, of course, right? And here we are, 20 years later, and who's actually offering space tourism? The Russians. I'm so embarrassed. Now, China has entered the space race recently, and they have goals to go to the moon, and the way I see it, we have borrowed so much money from them that the hundreds of billions of dollars that we pay to them every single year in interest is conceivably funding their space program. So if China goes to the moon, technically, we could take credit for it.